subscribe, click the bell, then stick around. It's time for Traveling Dainty Dips.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dreadfully Dainty Dips. I am Lindsay, and if you're new here, hi, hello, and welcome to the Dreadful family. So today we are going to be playing around with Dipomania's Magnetic Dip Powders. Yes, I am so excited. These are so fun. Let's dip into it. All right, so today I'm going to show you my dip liquid method. Yes, so a lot of people use these more with gels, but today I'm going to show you how to use Dipomania's odorless base liquid with these. So let's have a play. Let's have some fun. I figure since today is St. Patty's Day, I don't know, let's pull out some greens. So we got napalm, we got ichor, and we got clarion. Now clarion is more of a little bit of gold. It's going to show up more green in the video, I think, just because I kind of paired it with some more greens. But okay, so we're going to use our Dipomania's odorless base liquid activator and dip liquid top coat. All right, so we're going to need our cat's eye magnet. We're going to use the rectangle end of this. And then when we get further into the video, after I get done dipping my nightshade, which is Dipomania's black, I will show you how I use these dip powders without like gunking up and contaminating my dip liquids bottle. All right, so let's do 2 dips on all fingers in Nightshade, which is Dipomania's black. This is actually a black glow. It glows indigo, which is really cool. I like to put my magnetics over black. That's just my personal preference. You can do them over themselves. These magnetics, they go 4 ways. So you can use them as regular dip powders. You can magnetize them over themselves or any other color. You can sometimes sugar them depending on like the texture, and they can be chromed because they are so shimmery. All right, so we're going to get back to dipping this nightshade. I'm going to do this 2 times every nail, and then I will be back. All right, so I cut out the second time of me dipping. I promise I did do it though, but to save us some time, I figured y'all didn't need to see a repeat of that. Okay, so we are not going to activate yet. Don't activate, okay? So we're going to wait for that to fully dry, okay? You can kind of give it a little tap with your file. Make sure you're not gunky, goopy, the dip powder's not moving, and we are not going to activate, but we are, yes, going to file and kind of give them like a little buffing, okay? So I'm not activating yet. The reason is I am going to go back in there with base liquid, okay? And if you do that, you have big chances of it hardening up your brush because that fresh activator is going to touch that bottle brush. And well, it's kind of like its own little chemical reaction with the glue. And it just won't be good. We're just not going to do it. So we're going to lightly buff. I did fast forward this. It looks like I'm being aggressive, but I promise I'm using the lighter side of my Dipomania nail file. I believe it is 180 grit. Could be in the 200s. It's not very coarse whatsoever, but it's not as fine as a buffing block. We're just going to smooth out that surface, okay? Just get rid of our little lumpies and bumpies. We're going to file. This is where you can file your free edges, file and like straighten up your sides. And so I'm just showing you this one nail. I have done them all. Okay, and if you ever have any little oopsies, this is how I kind of cheat, and I get the what I feel like is a perfect little cuticle line. I feel like those are goals. So I like to take a glass nail file or cuticle pusher, and I like to get in there and just round out my dip powder. I do. That is my cheat for good looking cuticles. So if it doesn't have that perfect little curve, I just get in there with that glass nail file, gently though, still being gentle, and just round it out. Or if I accidentally get some dip powder on my skin, it happens. I just file it away with my little glass nail file here. I love these things. They're great. All right, so we are all done with our little buffing situation here. So now we are going to clean off all of that nail debris with a rubbing alcohol pad. Yep, just give her a little swipe, get all that nail dust off there because we are going to go back in with some base coat. All right, give them a little wipe down. Okay, and here's where my little hack comes in for using dip powder, okay, magnetics, and not gunking up my brush. So I have seen some people using their base dip liquids and what they call is like a sandwich method of where you just like layer dip liquids with dip powder and back and forth, and people aren't cleaning off their brushes. And oh, my little OCD just cannot handle that. So I purchased these are cosmetic lip liner disposable brushes from Amazon. Yes, they come in a big pack, super cheap, like I think under $5. I will leave them linked below. And they have the perfect little brush on the end. So after we get done using these, you can throw them away and your like base liquids stay nice and clean. So that is my cheat. All right, so we have our cat's eye magnet out. You want to have all your supplies ready because, well, while we are using an odorless dip base that is a longer curing time, it's going to go by a little bit quick, okay? Quicker than gel because, of course, gel, you can manipulate it until you cure it. We can't really do that with dip liquids, so we are on a tiny bit of a time crunch. All right, so I am placing my finger over that cat's eye magnet. Yes, right over that puppy. We're going to leave it on there. I am going to use a kind of somewhat thick coat of our dip odorless base. We're going to spread that on the nail. Take your time. Okay, and on the end of this little disposable brush is what I'm going to use as my little magnetic scoop. Yeah, so I don't really know the measurements here, but yeah, just one little brush tip scoop of magnetic dip powder. And we're going to mix that all in our base. Kind of like we're making our own gel polish, right? But with our dip base. So same thing. So I'm leaving my nail over that magnet because it's already working on drawing those magnetics through the dip base into that little cat's eye line, right? Okay, so we're just making sure we're getting that nice and smooth. You want it mixed in with your dip liquids, but you still want a nice smooth nail because we're not going to file this when we're done. I know. Y'all don't come for me. Don't get on to me. but let's make it smooth here, so less filing in the end. And if you need a little bit more dip base, you can go back in there because this is very slow curing, or slow drying, I'm sorry. And just, let it drip onto the nail. Don't touch your nail and get your brush dirty. But okay, so I'm giving it a second. We're going to let those magnetics pull to that cat's eye line. And then I am going to take my activator. I'm going to go down one side of that cat's eye stripe, down the opposite side of my nail, down that cat's eye stripe, and then right down the middle. So the reason that I do this is because if I went down the full nail, okay, you're putting activator on that glue, which it's almost kind of like it's instantly curing it, right? Oh, excuse me. So if I go down one side, it's going to start pulling those magnetics to the middle where I want them. And then if I go down the other side, it's going to start pulling the magnetics away, into that line. And then we're going to freeze that middle line down the middle. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I kept this part in real time. That way y'all could kind of like, rewatch it if you need to. Get a close up of how I'm doing it. Yeah, and then we are just going to hang tight on that magnet and let it dry. So I know like putting activator on there is kind of an instant cure, but I just like to keep it there for, I don't know, maybe like a minute or two longer. And make sure it's fully dry and those magnetic particles are set. All right. And you will notice when you play around with different magnetic dip powders that some move better and some are a little bit more dense, if that makes sense. So napalm there is what we used on the pinky. The ring finger, I'm about to use Clarion, and then on the pointer, in the middle, I use iCore. So iCore and Clarion, they move a little bit better. So I would say with dip liquids, find you a magnetic that moves, through those liquids really good. Not that there's anything wrong with any of them. They are all gorgeous and they move in gel polish fairly, like really easy, but dip base is a little bit thicker. Okay, so here's Clarion. Again, we're just going to take a scoop of the brush tip there, and you'll see what I mean on how the magnetics, they manipulate kind of different depending on what colors you use. So Clarion is, you'll be able to see it's going to go straight and it's going to be magnetized already while I'm trying to play with it and get it how I want it, and no bumps and everything. As I smooth it out, it's already doing its magic, which is what we want. So all right, and then so before we activate, you want to position that finger where you want it and get that nice little cat's eye going for you. All right, and then hold that finger steady. And then we are going to do that weird activating thing, the weird activating trick of mine, where we go down one side of that stripe, then the opposite side, then down the middle. Look at those magnetics. Oh, I just love this. All right, so here we go. Down one side, and see it's drawing those particles in. Down the other side, it's drawing those particles in, and then right down that middle. And then they're still kind of moving because it's kind of drying. So just hang tight, hold that finger there, hold it steady, and let everything draw towards that magnetic line. I know, it is a very weird, a very weird technique, but hey, it's working for me. You're seeing it here in person. So I am sharing my hack with you guys. This is how I do dip powder magnetics with dip liquids so far. All right, so that one's frozen. Look at that. How cool is that? So neat. All right, so we're going to keep going. I'm going to quit jabberjawing away here and let y'all see. I'll do one more nail in real time, and then we're going to speed this puppy up. All right, I'll see you back. Ooh, we look at that line. Okay, so I just had to pop in real quick and say, I don't think I explained why I do the activator down the sides and then the middle. I meant to say, so the reason I just don't do the whole nail is since it does kind of like the activator cures that your dip base, I feel like you get a crisper line by doing it on either sides and then down the middle. So sorry, I just had to pop in and explain that. I don't think I did that. But yeah, so um, of course, you know, when you're doing this with gel polish, you get like a way crisper line because, you know, those particles, they can move really, you know, easily in that gel polish and stuff. So with dip liquids, this is just the way that I do it. I find this is like what gives me that really sharp cat's eye line. Okay. Okay, bye. That's all I had to say. All right, I'll see you right back. All right, y'all, we are all done with our magnetic dipping. Here's how we're looking. Isn't that just gorgeous? All right, so we have finished that, and technically that was our first activation. So when you're doing your regular dip method, of course, you know, you do all your dipping, you do your activating, you do your filing and buffing, and then you'd activate a second time before going in with top coat. So we're pretty much right here. We are just finishing out with our regular dip liquid routine. So we activated the magnetics as we went. So now I'm just crisping up those free edges and my sidewalls. If they need it, you might not need it. And then now it's time to go in with our second activation like normal, just to make sure everything is set and cured. And then it's time to go in with top coat and we are done. So I'm going to lay down my first round of top coat. We're going to wait till the glossy turns into kind of like a textured, you'll see it change. And then you'll know to go right back in there with your usual second round of top coat to shine them puppies up. And don't forget to cap those free edges. All right, Dreadful fam. Well, that's all I got for you today. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me out. And we are almost to 700 Dreadful family members. Can you believe it, you guys? But as always, I'm trying to make it to 1K, you guys. So yeah, don't forget to like and share with your friends, please. I have something very special in store for you guys. A huge giveaway when we get to 1K. And we're almost there. So yeah. And I couldn't do it without you guys. So that is just absolutely crazy. But anyway, did you like this video? Do you like, does this help you out? I hope it does. This is just my version of how I like to personally do my dip powder magnetics. But yeah, so I hope you give it a try. Play around with those dip powder magnetics because I know having a gel allergy, it kind of stinks because you're kind of limited on, you know, when it comes to your dip liquids. So I hope this helps you out. I hope it encourages you to go and have some fun with that DIY nail art because that's all we like to see here on this channel is have fun. Try it out. Uh, I fail all the time and I succeed in my little nail art adventures all the time. So it is all about having fun. But yeah, I love how this turned out. Absolutely gorgeous. If you like this and you'd like to see more dip powder magnetic tutorials using dip liquids or gels, let me know down below because I'm always down to have a play. But yeah, so that's all I have for you guys today. Don't forget to check out these colors and more at Dipomania.com, and don't forget to use the code dreadfully at checkout to save you some moolah on those mags. All right, until next time, I'll see y'all later. Bye.